Everyone. Happy Thursday. Hope you're staying warm. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining me. So, if you don't know, we're actually live here every single Thursday. But I'm looking to make some changes. And so I absolutely love teaching business stuff, organization, short sales, distress situations. I do have some of my actual community members here on this call today. So I like to teach. And so I really want to know, do you want to continue the weekly sessions? Is it too much for you? Would you rather do like one big one a month or maybe two a month? I like a Thursday afternoon. This is a lot of people have like lunchtime around this hour for dual agents. So I really would like your opinion. So if you could comment, do you want to continue the weekly or do you want to make like a, boom, let's do a super big training once a month? I'm just looking for some suggestions. I'm not here to overwhelm you. I am here to let you know that distressed sales, distress or short sale listings, distress sales, you can make money. You can absolutely um, have a flexible schedule. You can do this, but you have to put the time, the dedication, a little bit of money into this. And that's why I do this, because I want to find other agents like myself and agents that are in my community already to help these homeowners across the country. And so I'm here to preach and tell you that my business since 2007 has been so unconventional. There is nothing traditional about my business at all. And I do feel like a lot of these, I don't consider myself a guru. I mean, yeah, I know a lot about short sales, but I'm still doing this alongside my community. And I do think that's what makes it unique. But I think we're getting some questions. Let me just make sure I'm getting everyone in. I'm here to tell you that you don't have to just do the same old thing that a lot of agents are doing. A lot of those gurus, they give like maybe 40% of the stuff that got them to where they're at today. Okay. They don't give you everything. They're just really good at sales. And me personally, I'm not really good at sales per se. I'm really good at teaching and giving you literally 100% of everything I've used to get to where I'm at today. And I'm not going to just tell you to go post on social media or to start a networking group. It's unique. And so that's what we're going to dive into today. I really want to show you our online community. I've never really taken a weekly class and just dived into that group. And so I want you to ask questions. Hopefully you're paying attention, see what the group's all about. And then we'll move forward with that. So, hey Kathy, how are you? I'm glad you logged on. Yeah, so I'm looking to possibly change. I know weekly it is a lot. We all have things going on. And so I'm here to tell you, like, you don't have to just completely stop your business right now and just take on distress sales because Heather's like, yep, do it. I want you to continue to do your business the way that you're doing it now. Inside of our community, we also teach like how to get organized. I am so organized. I'm running two businesses right now. And so I want to just throw all of that at you. Okay. But I'm looking to maybe change to twice a month or something that makes a little bit more sense. So if you would like to just comment what would work best for you, I don't mind staying every week, but I also don't want to overwhelm you guys. So, um, okay, so Ed says you like it. Do you? Oh, okay, Kathy. So Kathy, if you want to either unmute yourself or post in the chat, So Kathy is a part of our actual community. And so she has a question about a text she got from a mailing. And so I can answer that live for you.
Okay, so my question is, um, as we've been more consistent sending them out weekly, the same day every week, I hired my husband, or he works for free, whichever. And we sit down on Sunday nights and stuff my envelopes. I'm getting more replies, mostly from people saying that I'm not needing your service or I'm not looking to sell my house. But I had one that came in and said, "We're not looking to sell our house." I says, "Well, I'm trying to help from you from going into foreclosure." And she says, "I'm not worried. We have homestead."
Okay.
And I'm like, do I push the envelope and continue to try to text back and explain? Or do I see if maybe I can call them? How would you approach that? Because they're clueless and they're in trouble. They're already having an auction date.
Yeah. When's the auction, Kathy?
It's in March, the end of
Okay.
March.
So, I'm not sure what she's referencing by homestead. I mean, that could mean a lot of things. My guess is they probably went and searched online. And Kathy can contest to this, but like that is why we are here. That is why we have this community. Homeowners should get the proper information from us, not the internet. I mean, sometimes you even get bad information from attorneys. So if it were me, Kathy, I would text Beth and just say, well, what do you mean exactly by homestead? And are you open to at least having a conversation with you? It's okay if you don't want to sell, but I want to make sure you're getting the proper information. Um, and then hopefully she says yes. The goal would be is to get on a phone call and, have her explain a little bit more what she means by homestead, and find out, that auction date is in March, right?
Right.
So hopefully she's aware of that. Have you talked to your bank? Can I give you the number for your bank? But I would see if you could, I would push it a little bit, but be very super kind and empathetic and, go about it as like, hey, I don't want to just come in and list your house. I want to educate you.
Right. Right.
So
Okay. And
I,
I will
I
do that.
absolutely would, what?
I think someone must have told her that um, there's certain companies and liens that they can place on your property, but because it's homesteaded in here in Florida, they can't take it. But the bank can, and the HOA can.
Yeah.
And I don't think she understands the difference as to who can and cannot take your home.
I think she's just confused by that. And so if you go about it, I mean, look, we all want to list homes, right?
Right.
But in this niche, it's not going to always be a yes right away. And that's what everyone needs to understand. And so if Kathy goes about it as, educating her, versus, hey, I'm just a realtor and I want to list your house, I think that would be very helpful, Kathy. So I would definitely reach back out to her and say, just see if you can get on the phone call with her.
And let you know how that goes.
Yeah, let us know. But congratulations on getting consistent. I think that's key. And I sometimes feel like a broken record because I use the word consistency so often. But the reason I've gotten to where I'm at today is my team since 2008. I mean, I started these in 2007, maybe 2009. I don't remember. Somewhere around right when I started, we started sending out a letter to auction families every single week. And I'm still doing that today, 17 years later, how long it's been, I don't know. I feel ancient. But yeah, so Kathy, that is really great that you're sending them out consistently and weekly. So keep me updated.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I like questions. There are a few members in the group, and so if you guys have questions, feel free to post them. But I'm just going to dive in, and I'm going to explain further. Our membership, and it's $20 a month. That is it to be a part of our community. And so I want to show you the community. I want to show you what's involved. And, if this is the niche that you want to either take on fully or add it to your business right now, you are not going to find anything else like this. I really try to make things smooth. I try to make things fun. And so I want to talk about, yes, our community can absolutely help you grow your business. Listing side, I don't love buyers. Do I take them on? Sometimes. And then why we're different. And then, yeah, I'm going to show you proof of my income, which I have showed before and I don't like to show, but a lot of people are like, hey, Heather, I don't think you're making money right now because there's no short sales or distress sales around. That is absolutely false. And I've gone live many times with our lead system and showed a lot of different areas throughout the country. The reason why you are saying there is none because you're not dealing with it like Kathy and I, we're dealing with it every single day. So my team pulls all of our data on Wednesdays. They send out our letters every single Friday. Okay. So as we're going through the community, I want you to post your questions. Okay. So this is it. Let me go there. So here is our community. We have 132 members across the country. And that's important because while social media really isn't like our main lead source, we do post a lot. Our mission is to help 10,000 families avoid foreclosure. And I think we're at 2,700 something, 777. We just posted it. So every single month that gets posted. Imagine being a part of that when we do get to that. Like, we want families to understand that blueprint, this community, whether you've done short sales or not, it is a safe place to go. It is a safe place for families to come and ask Rosa questions, Kathy questions, Melissa, Michelle, all your areas and get the proper information. Like Kathy just said, this lady is misinformed, right? And so we do understand how the process works no matter where you're at in the country, okay? So it is a community. It is a community of everyone who is on the same page to help. This is where you would go to ask questions about anything. Like Kathy had that question. If we weren't live today, she would post it in the group and then we would respond. Okay. It is a great way to ask questions. It is a great way to have support. Now, let me talk about the support. The support means a lot of managing brokers across the country or even offices in general really don't have a grasp around short sales or distress situations. Okay. So, for example, my office, my managing broker has no clue. So, anytime a question comes up that is distress related to foreclosure, short sale, bankruptcy, any of that, he sends them directly to me and I just answer it. Okay. So, that's where this support would come in. Everyone here has been through some sort of crazy transaction. Kathy has definitely some really funny, crazy stories. So do I, but this is where you would go, okay? We also have a lot of great collaboration. And that's where, if you've heard me talk before, our flow chart, which is a Kathy, are you sending the flow chart or not? You might not be able to answer, but if you want to post, but the
I
flow
am.
chart, are you sending the flow chart?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. Okay, so the flow chart is something our group, our community collaborated with in December of last year. And we put it all together. The flow chart is for families that are in denial. We want to help them understand that they may not be able to keep their house. So they get this flow chart and it says, do you want to keep the property? Is it a no? Here's the options. And they can either download a PDF explaining it or there's a video of you explaining it. If that scares you, it's okay. We actually have a training inside of this group next to Thursday, specifically on the flow chart. Okay. The flow chart is a marketing material that no one across the country is using except our group. I'm having success. I just listed one oh God, has it been this week? What's today? This week has gone a little crazy. I mean, we had a snow day and then my kids don't have school tomorrow. I think it was last week we listed it. Anyways. All right, so let me show you the actual community. So what is the $20? Like, why am I paying $20? I'll tell you why. This group has been going on for 3 years. So if you just search for training, you would have access to this. This was just something we decided to come up with. You can put it on all your marketing. But we do have tons and tons of past training. So like here's property radar training, the bankruptcy data. This is some attorney stuff. So I sponsor attorney events. There is, so if you go to like say let's go to 2022. So here is trainings from 2022 and all the downloads and the recordings. Tons of stuff. Okay, well, you want to learn about best practices, how to utilize our templates, broker price opinions. Okay, so then we go to 2023. Oops. Here's all the archived trainings. So there's all these trainings. Okay, here's more right here. Here was a bankruptcy. So I speak a lot in front of bankruptcy attorneys. Not something you have to do right now, but all of these are going to be crucial. Okay, it's going to get you excited. It's going to get you to understand the ins and outs of distressed listings. Okay, you're going to see the support, you're going to see the collaboration. And that's why we have this. Okay, so you have access to all of the past trainings. Look, here's IRS tax liens. Okay. All right, let me see. I think there's some questions. So the flow chart is actually, it is available for free with the purchase of a course. So Kimberly, I know you're a part of the community. You do not have to purchase a course if you don't want, but the flow chart is free with the purchase of the course, any course, okay? But if you are a part of this community, then you can attend the free training next Thursday. So Kimberly, you can attend the free training next Thursday and learn more about the flow chart, but it isn't just available for free. It is free with a purchase of the courses, which we have several courses, all very effective. Okay, so let's go back. Let's talk about, so there's what's 2025. There's about 3 years worth of past trainings here, okay? The other thing is it will walk you through very carefully on everything that you should be understanding in this group. We are super, super big on communication, okay? Everything you need is going to be right here in this group. That includes our weekly announcements. So that gets posted every single Monday. You can come here or you'll get an email and it will link back to here. Okay. So it does give all of our upcoming trainings. Right now, every single Tuesday, if you have this course, we are carefully going through each lesson. Bankruptcy is one of my non-traditional things. Okay. My number one lead source is bankruptcy. Okay. And so this is great. You're going to learn so much, the difference between a 7, a 13, how you market to each. There is a book that you'll have access to. You can edit it in Canva. It's called The Ultimate Guide to Selling Your Home During or After Bankruptcy. You give that to attorneys. You take it to community events. It sounds weird because it's not traditional. Anyway, so here's our special training for the flow charts. So always we put the time, the date, we will put the Zoom link, and then I always try to give you updates as to when we're not in session. And so right now we're looking towards summer. We'll have a summer schedule. We'll have more trainings. We have special guests sometimes. For example, if you go to, let's see, our guides, there's our sessions from 2024, both fall and summer. Here's special events. And so we had my rental agent come in last year around this time and talk about how he gets clients into rentals with the bad credit. We had a training on how you can speak at brokerages and get deals from other agents. More on this is coming. And then my tax team came on and talked about different questions that came up for LLCs and S Corps and all of that. And then we also had a marketing and advertising. So we do bring in special guests. My bankruptcy attorney is going to be coming in soon to talk about how we work hand in hand together. And then here's the training schedule. Everything is linked right here. Here's the other great thing. Are you already doing short sales? Well, great. Every single authorization you need is here. Every single short sale packet you need is here. The listing documentation is here. So you need that indemnity agreement that's going to protect you. It's here. All you have to do is change my information to yours. So let's see here. Yes. So they're all linked right there. Let's say you're like, okay, Heather, I want some information on attorneys. I really want to mirror what you have done and get some attorney information. So like Bonnie, she's really heavily involved. She actually couldn't be on this call today because she has a breakfast with her bankruptcy attorney. Okay. Here's Mackenzie. She got a call. She's getting calls now that she's been consistent. Oh, here is our, yes. So there's our mission. I am speaking on Friday at an event, so you guys would have access to these if you want to start building relationships with attorneys. This is a great flyer. Most importantly, it would be really great for the bar associations. So when I say there's literally everything in here that you need, it's here. And like I said, there's 3 years worth of information, but it's not going to work. Even 20 bucks is not going to work if you don't come in and you start get to know people, attend the sessions that we have, watch the past recordings, ask questions, and really get involved, okay? All right, so let's go back. I want to answer any questions about this group. Can I show you something? So like, for example, Lana's in Texas, and she had a question about, do the loan servicers approve a price before getting an offer? So we went through all of that. Carrie had a question about a property. So you just post here, okay? Authorization. There is Bonnie again, lots of Bonnie. She posts a lot. And so Mackenzie, I don't think she's on this call, but she got her first call. And so it works. The marketing material works, but like Kathy said, you have to be consistent. But this is just the group. 20 bucks to get in. That is it. There's no commitments. If you decide you hate us next month, then you can leave. But I don't think you will. So it's a really, really great way to learn. It's a great way to join in some free training. It is a great way to just search for 3 years worth of information, ask questions, collaborate, and of course the support. But let me answer any questions you may have about the community. Military, so like VA short sales and stuff. Is that what you're referring to, Rosa? So I've done a lot of VA short sales. Is that what you're referring to?
Sorry, yes.
Yeah, so actually, that's a great training. I would be happy to do that. And that's where the community comes in. So like, for example, Kathy was like, hey, I would love to have a special training just on the flow charts. So next week we're doing the flow charts. Or a couple weeks ago, someone said, hey, I want a specific training on how to set up my auction date lead list and property radar. Exactly how you did it, Heather. Yes. And we set it up. So Rosa's saying, hey, do you have any training on VA short sales? Yes, I could make a special training for that. But in general, Rosa, A VA short sale is going to be processed the same way as the other short sales, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, and I know it's a training, but I do have this question. Let's say that where I'm located, usually where the brokers I work for, they say that it's for them better not to do a short sale because is it because it's gonna affect their eligibility later on, or just because
Okay,
they don't want?
so uh when people tell me that homeowners shouldn't do a short sale, that is a huge red flag for me. And I'm not surprised though, because a lot of people will say that they are misinformed. A lot of managing brokers or offices will say that they're misinformed. They're misinformed because they think short sales are too hard and you can't make any money and the bank cuts your commission. I am telling you, 100% false. Now, as far as it goes with a short sale and a VA, this is my experience with that, Rosa. Okay. We do not want these families to go to foreclosure. That is the worst possible thing, period. It's like having a felony. Bankruptcy and short sale is by far better than a foreclosure. Okay. So to go to foreclosure on a VA loan, I do think there's issues with getting another one down the road, but that's something you need to check on specifically. Okay. Now, as far as a short sale goes, all the short sale VAs that I was able to do, they were able to still get a VA loan down the road. Okay. So I would encourage them to do a short sale. And Rosa, if you are in an area that has a lot of military and you're like, yeah, I want to focus on VA, guess what? We collaborate together and come up with a marketing piece that is specific to VA and the reasons why you should do a short sale versus go to foreclosure. And that is what is so great about this community. Like we collaborated together to help these families in denial and came up with a flow chart. But in my experience, the VA short sales that I've done, they were able to get a VA loan down the road. Now it's not right away, you know, there's a time period, but going to foreclosure is the worst possible option for any homeowners. Great question. So it doesn't necessarily have to be about the community, or, you know, maybe you have a question about my journey or my day-to-day operations, or maybe you have a question for another member that's on this call. But I would love to answer any more questions about the community. For me, like I said, communication is so important. We communicate here and we also communicate through email. Kimberly, you have a question?
I do. You know, I'm back and forth in this, and then just trying to run my other stuff. But so would you say if you get a notice, an NOD, would your first step be to send out your flyer or your letter?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different options. So right now, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm doing, and a lot of our members are doing this as well. Right now, I am not currently marketing to families in a pre-foreclosure status. So that means when they just get that NOD, Kimberly, or in my area, a Liz Pendens. I'm not currently marketing to that, and here's why. I'm not saying you shouldn't, and that's where you have to kind of figure out what's going to be best for my business, okay? So families that just got an NOD or Liz Pendens, they know that they have time on their side. So they're going to wait it out. They're probably super in denial. So if you are planning to market to those families, I would absolutely get the pre-foreclosure lead generation blueprint, because that is going to drip on them. So it's going to take some time to build that rapport with those people. Okay. So you would send out letter number 1. And then 3 to 4 weeks later, you'll send out letter number 2. So in a pre-foreclosure status, which is NOD or Liz Pendens, It's 8 different letters. And yes, I have tested every single marketing piece I put out there because I want to make sure it works. So if you're planning to do that, I would do the pre-foreclosure. However, it is going to take time to get calls from those types of leads. The ones we're focusing heavily on right now is the auction. And I know that's hard to grasp, but families that have an auction need our help yesterday. Okay. And so they are more likely to call you than the pre-foreclosure. That is why we have that flow chart, because every single week, and this week we sent out, my team sent out 135 letters, and it included either the postcard, it's an auction postcard, or an auction letter with the flow chart. And so that's what goes out every single week. So you really just have to kind of figure out, like, some areas don't have a lot of pre-foreclosures, they have more auctions. That is why it's always crucial to understand, the data in your area. Make sense, Kimberly?
Sure. So are you getting your auction notice from the same people that, like, I'm working with a title company? He wouldn't have access to an auction date though at that point?
Yeah, probably not. And that's where, like, you're probably gonna have to bite the bullet and pay for a service to provide you that information. I know it's like, oh, another cost, but remember, you do have to spend some money to make money. And so I've tested every single system over the years. I love Property Radar. And so, Kimberly, I know you're a part of the community already. We do go over Property Radar in depth in the courses. Okay. Kathy loves Property Radar. We all use Property Radar because it is very easy to set up your pre-foreclosure list, to set up your auction list, to get even all the bankruptcy data plus the bankruptcy attorneys that they're using. So we're using Property Radar. And inside of the courses, you can't skip around. Okay. Every single training video is presented by me, and everything is in order for a reason. So one of the modules will take you through your leads, the 5-day free trial for Property Radar. I don't think your title company, Kimberly, is going to be able to give you auction information, probably just the pre-foreclosure.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, it's my bad. Before I met you, I signed up for this hugely expensive thing, and I'm really kind of bummed I did, but I did, and I'm learning a lot, but I can't move forward with one more thing until I complete the other thing. I don't know, until I can be 100% sure I can, give the time to it, I guess.
So I totally understand that. Good news, Kimberly. We ain't going anywhere. So you're already $20 a month member. So kudos to you, because you can at least see what's going on and start to understand, the questions that are getting answered and all that. I wish you found us before. I know you've been a part of this, whole thing for a while. And so thank you for that. But as soon as you are done with this other thing, definitely jump in.
Yes.
I want to know everyone's apprehensions about jumping in. Let me, dive in a little bit further with any nervousness you have or confusion, because I know that if you follow this stuff, you are going to get calls, you're going to get deals, you're going to close deals. Okay. So Kimberly, I would just hang around, and as soon as you are ready to go, happy to figure out, which courses would be best for you. But majority of our members have the auction one and the bankruptcy. And so if you are a member of the group, there's a discount for these. Okay. Okay. If an auction is being handled by another agent, how do we know if the agent is hired by the seller? Okay. Can you explain that a little further? You mean a property that's already listed? An agent is not handling an auction. An auction is when they're at the very end of the foreclosure process. The bank says, okay, you have a sheriff's sale or an auction date on March 20th. And that's, an agent doesn't handle that. So can you explain that a little further, Selena? Okay. So, gosh, I don't know. That seems a big conflict of interest if someone's handling the auction and a real estate agent. Are they listed? If they are not lit, to me, that would be a huge conflict of interest if they were handling the auctions and also listing. I don't know about that. That seems a red flag to me. But I'm sure all of you have seen Property Radar. I'm just going to log in so you can see how easy it is to get the auction status on these properties, okay? System is really slow today. So I have my list set up, okay? So, for example, you know, here's the new one. So, and I do go through all this in easy videos in the courses. All the courses have different videos depending on if you have auction date or pre-foreclosure. But these are all the new auctions. And this is just recent because my team pulls this data every single Wednesday. I'm just a little bit confused about offering that offer auctions. There's something that isn't adding up to me for that. So the normal way is an agent isn't going to, they may say, hey, I'll put your house on, you know, some banks actually have you listed as an auction, but it's not like the foreclosure sale. Okay. Yeah. So they are auctioneers as well as an agent. Okay. So that makes sense, but they're probably not listing the house. Okay. They may just be at the auction doing the auctioneer. Okay. So I would still send a letter out or a postcard and the flow chart to the families that are in an auction, and you try to list it. Okay. As a listing agent in a short sale, you should be making 3.5% from the bank. Okay. This is where I get all of my leads, my bankruptcy leads. Like I said, I'm not currently doing pre-foreclosure. So all the bankruptcy, all of the auction, and it tells you, it gives you details of everything. You can pull their phone number if it's available, their email. So for example, this one's in April. So this would be a good lead for us. See, Liz Pendants. So some states are Liz Pendants. Kimberly said hers is NOD, that's notice of default. Okay, so you're going to get all of this information. That's why it's so great. It's all right here. And we get auction and we get bankruptcy right here. Okay. So inside of these courses, like, so for example, the auction one, it will take you through, like, don't get ahead of yourselves. Take a deep breath. I know it's exciting, but go through everything very easily. Okay. So step by step. So welcome, our 3 pillars, your commission potential, our mission. Okay. Complete those. Then you go to the lead section, how to set up your account, how to create your ADL list. Okay. So everything is in order for a reason. The marketing we use is in order. How to organize. This will make a huge impact on your business if you really take this and use it every single week. And I know because I'm still doing it. It's the same no matter where you're at. Okay. Now foreclosure, the way your state processes everything is different. Yes, I can, Kimberly. St. George, Utah, is that a county? So the way that we work is we like to do counties.
Oh, so Washington County then. Utah.
I also recommend if you're coming in this niche of distressed sales that you do more than one county. I, at one point, was going up to like 9 different counties here in Chicagoland. I don't do that as much anymore because I do have community members in some of those other counties. So we'll look at your pre-foreclosure first. So 64 in pre-foreclosure. I would definitely do one more county if you could, but still that's a good amount for one county in Utah to, now that is just 64 that have an NOD. That does not include anyone that's struggling now. And the new thing with Property Radar is it has all of this right here, which is really cool. All this information. Okay, so let's see what the auction is. So 7 in auction. So not a lot, Kimberly, but remember, you can take on more than one county. So like for me, we're sending out about 135 auction letters a week. It's really all you need, and I'm still making 6 figures a year off of that. So my biggest recommendation, come in, start with the membership at $20 a month, get the discount for the courses. If you're looking for the courses, auction and bankruptcy. Those have always been my #1 and #2 lead source, period. All right. Any questions on Property Radar or the group? Otherwise, I'm going to show you my numbers for the last few years. All right. Well, if there is, just let me know. All right. So here is my income for the last few years. Now, let me make note because there was a question about this. I have 2 corporations. Okay. One is TKG Homes. That is specific for my real estate, the numbers you're looking at right here. Okay. I highly recommend getting incorporated, and my tax accountants talk about that in that special training. I was paying out of the beep for taxes when I was just getting paid personally. My corporation somehow, and don't ask me how, that's why I have tax accountants, protects around that. And so I'm not giving as much to the government and IRS taxes, okay? I also recommend you pay that once a month versus, or at least quarterly. But anyways, this income right here is just for TKG Homes. So I'm at Charles Rutenberg Realty. When I close a deal, the check goes to Charles Rutenberg. Charles Rutenberg pays my corporation, TKG Homes. I am not including any numbers from Blueprint, okay? That is separate entity. The reason why this one was so big, and if you've heard the story before, sorry, but I got a 1.5 or 1.6. I don't remember. That was a long time ago. But it came from a postcard, and I listed the property, and I also found the buyer. And I thought for sure the bank was going to cut the commission because I was dual agent. They did not, and I made 6%. And August of 2020 was my biggest month ever. I made, like, between all my deals closing, I think it was like 150,000. So that was like an abnormal year. I do get short sales anywhere from, now it's like 200,000 to millions. So they are all over the place. Again, the consistency is really going to be key for your business. Okay. All right. So yeah, $20, no commitments. That is our group. You would get an email instantly with the link. You will then be taken to this group, which I will just post it now. And you would start getting emails and can tinker around in here, ask questions, collaborate, get the support. Okay. And then, like I said, 20% discount on any of the course after membership, and the bonus gift is this flow chart, which, like I said, we have a special training 1 week from now to go over in details the flow charts. So the QR codes, what do I say? What are the options? Why are we doing it this way to truly help the families in denial in your area? Okay. And that is it. So if you're in Chicagoland, which I don't think anyone is on this call, we're currently not accepting new members in Chicagoland. We do try to keep it where there's not a ton of people in one area, because remember, our marketing pieces, our books, our letters, our postcards, the flow chart is very unique. So we don't need 1,000 agents in that area. All right, so here is the link to join as a member. Like I said, look for the email. I have people fill out this form and then it's like weeks before they even join the group. You will get an instant email from Stan Store with the confirmation. In there is a link to the group, which I also posted. Make sure you fill out the questions. That's really important because one of those is the email. And so that gets put into our system. So we know that you're getting all of the emails. Bye, Kathy. Have a great week. Keep me posted. Know that you're getting all the emails for the community. Okay. Any questions? And I always say no question is silly or stupid. So if it's about the community, the leads, the courses, how I do something, please let me know.
I have a question.
Sure.
So if I join the community, it's $20 a month, and then when I'm ready to get a course, I can do so, right?
Yes, you can. So it's called the Stand Store, and so you can get everything here. I need to update the discounts, but it is 20% off any of these. Let me go back here. Any of these courses. So if you have a lot of pre-foreclosure, 20% off of this. This is our additional books, okay? Ideas to avoid foreclosure, but there's 5 courses: auction date leads, pre-foreclosure, 2 additional books, and bankruptcy, and building powerful attorney relationships. I obviously recommend all of them, but I also don't want to overwhelm you. So the ones that we are highly effective, and my number ones are the auction and bankruptcy. Bankruptcy,
Okay.
yeah. So you don't have to get it right now, but you're gonna get into the group and you're gonna start searching and posting and you're gonna get excited. And I would absolutely, try to dive in because just it takes a little bit of time. This is not overnight stuff. This is long term. Set your business up now so you are set when the market does take a massive shift. The 20% is always available as long as you are an active member. Okay. The $20 per month is the membership.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And I know I came a little bit late. That's why I'm asking the questions. So being part of the community is I can go to I know you were showing the access for 3 years. I'm gonna be able to get just for the community, or do I have to be in a course?
So we do have on Tuesdays right now. We do have a course that is just for the bankruptcy. So you do have to have that course. The reason why we did that, Rosa, is because if you start taking that class and I just let everyone in, you're going to have 1,000 questions because you're not a part of the course. And I'm trying to eliminate the confusion. So we do have all the recordings. So if you come in and you decide, yep, maybe 2 months from now, you want to get the bankruptcy lead generation blueprint. Great. Everything is recorded. It's in there. It's in module 20, all of the recordings. But all of the other classes, all of the past trainings, any special trainings that come up like this one, even though you don't have access to the flow chart, Rosa, you're still going to be able to see this. But if you want the flow chart, it comes free in a course. Does that make sense? So any trainings we have, you can be a part of. It's just this one is such a big one that we've been working towards since July. You have to have the course for that one.
Okay.
You're welcome. Kimberly, I think you have another question.
Do. When I pull up the Facebook, I don't have that flow chart where you have that little arrow that pushes you to the next page. I just don't see that on mine when I
What
pull
do you
up
mean? What flow chart what do you
well,
mean?
it's not a flow chart. It's where it goes to each different program. You had
Oh, you mean this?
yeah, I don't have that.
Okay, well, maybe because I'm like the main person, but you should see the featured posts at the top.
Let me go to it. I do see the featured. post at the top. Oh, well, there's part of my problem. Never mind. I had
Okay.
it so large that, my font, so I could read it, that I couldn't see you.
No problem. So yeah, the featured posts, like I always have the weekly announcements up front because I want you to know when we have special trainings, when we're off, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then we, have a welcome, and then I'll put the updated discount in here, and then all the trainings, and then here's like all of our sessions this year. So it's all right there, all the recordings, and then we have everything from fall, and which I need to unpin now, but fall is right here. So all these, so here's a check-in, all these trainings that you can actually go and listen to. But yeah, you see it now, Kimberly, right?
Well, I thought it was that, but it wasn't. Yeah, so I don't, if I went to my Facebook and,
Are you in the group though? Like, are you in the group right now?
uh-huh,
Okay.
mm-hmm.
So there should be, and I'm not sure how it exactly shows on your end, but there should be a featured area. And you should be able to, I don't know if you can scroll per se like this, but you should have access to all of these. Most importantly, like when you do start taking on deals, here's all the authorizations you need. There's a generic one, all the packets, and then the listing documentation too.
The full guide. Summer session onboarding. Yeah, it's just, well, so mine, let's just, for an example, I hit the onboarding and it just has all like the conversations that you all had. And then if I went to guide 2,
Well, because you're in the guides, you're not in a discussion part. Go click discussion at the top.
okay, let me go back to, okay, so I went to featured and I'm in the featured and I see generic and I see Mr. Cooper, and then I see your logo with authorization to release forms. But if I click on that, all I'm getting is conversation. I'm not getting the actual classes. Or
Yeah,
this,
you're not in the right spot. So go up here and click Blueprint Short Sales again, and it will take you to the main page. Or just click this link that I'm putting in the chat. Just click
yeah,
that.
I clicked the link in the chat. So
Okay. So it should look very similar to this, correct?
it does.
Okay.
Yes.
So right now you always want to be in like the discussion because you can post things, all that. And then underneath that, it should have all of the featured area. Okay. You were under guides. So when you go to guides, yeah, it's going to take you to
Okay.
scroll down. So like here's onboarding. Okay. So here's all the steps, which you are always tagged in this when you join. There's a welcome. It's the same thing. So here's the store. Here's how to navigate our group, our live weekly training schedule, our announcements, introduce yourself. And then when you scroll down, remember this group has been going on for a really long time. So there's a lot of comments. Here's like all the trainings from 2024 or the fall. So in order to get those trainings, you have to highlight that, right click, copy, and put it in your browser. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? All right, I will post the group again so that way this group is linked though once you go in and you complete the form, and this is the form right here. Even if you're like, yeah, I just don't know, check it out. I just don't know. That's just to me saying, okay, you might just be a little apprehensive, but I want to know why you're apprehensive. I know that if you come in and you follow this, you absolutely will have success. The problem is agents are told to just go post something on social media, you know, do a buyer thing or a networking thing, or they're getting pulled in all these different directions because there's all this training in their offices, blah, blah, blah. I see it, I skip it all, okay? If you want a long-term business with listings per month from auction, from your attorney relationships, bankruptcy, this is the way to go. It is not traditional. I'm not going to tell you to just post on social media. It is the letters weekly. It is the other conversations, community events, the attorneys, especially the bankruptcy. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and wait a few minutes. If you have any additional questions, I will be here. Otherwise, I will see everyone next week. You're welcome, Kimberly. No problem, Ed. I know you've been around for a while, so I do look forward to the day when you're ready to join. But you know how to find me. I will talk to everyone soon. Thank you.